We'll go back for more Ocarina of Time. I'm Blue Coin, but that doesn't matter because we just got the fairy's bow. Let's go shoot some stuff. I remember one time I was talking to a guy, like way back then. I wanted to do Let's Plays for a long time before accidentally, that's not the right word, before I actually started doing them. That, probably that. We probably won't need the Ocarina. Yeah, one time I was talking with a guy about like how I would do it if, you know, when I eventually got around to doing them, and I told him like that would be my intro, so I would say it like that, you know. Oh, yeah, I'm Blue Coin, but that doesn't matter because we're gonna go do this, and that was the specific example I gave. Was we just got the fairy's bow? Let's go shoot some stuff. So I just thought it'd be funny to do that for this episode. Instead of doing my shorter intro that I do just to get the intro out of the way, we'll go back for more Ocarina of Time. Stop spinning. That's right. So do that to get them go from invisible to visible. Gotta wonder why Deku Nuts do that, but you know, give some nice purpose. So yeah, this is one of the ghosts we need to kill to get one of the 4 fires from the central chamber relit. And there we go. Now that she's, I guess I can't say dead, because she's a ghost. She was already dead. Once we've defeated her, she drops the fire, and then she go back to the central chamber. And give us a key. We need a key. Am I on the right side? Yes. Okay. I meant to do this section first, because you know it was where we already were, so you know get it out of the way. Make sure you don't forget it. You know, stop on your right foot. Don't forget it. And now it's time to bring it around town. So I think what you're supposed to do here with the paintings is you want to situate yourself, because they'll keep switching between paintings as you try to shoot them. So what you want to do is you want to situate yourself where you can see multiple paintings really easily. Oh, maybe not. Okay, then. So I guess the idea is you're supposed to sneak up on it. Make a fool out of me, why don't you? Jeez. It's been a long time since I've had any trouble shooting these paintings. Okay, so she's not in that one. I shouldn't have readied an arrow. That's my bad. You want to stop that? You want to stop? What if I just stand right here? There. Maybe that's the idea. You quote-unquote block the painting. I forgot to target the last Poe. I think they each have a name, and I think that was Amy. This is Beth. I believe they all have the same description, too. Now let's try to do it right this time. Do jump attacks. You know, chump attacks. Because I'm a chump for not doing jump attacks. Wow, really? They take 3 jump attacks? Yeah, 3 jump... That's 6 regular sword strikes. Which is a lot for a Poe. Especially if you don't know the trick to get them visible again. By throwing Deku Nuts at them. Or is this a compass? Or is it the compass? I'm so excited to get the compass that we're gonna get the compass. It's the compass! Oh man, I'm so excited! Better be sure to pick up those arrows. I wasted a lot of arrows. Try and shoot the painting. There. You got any hearts? I need hearts. I said hearts. Yeah, there we go. There's 1. Okay, that's fine. Something I remembered between last video and this video is... I remember when I was a kid, I went on to Zelda.com, which... I think that was the exact... I'll show you the shadows of the monsters that hang from the ceiling. Yeah, right. I think that was the exact website. It wasn't like legendofzelda.com. It was the official Nintendo website for Zelda. I think it was just Zelda.com, you know. Founded by, you know, as you do when you're young and on the internet, you're just like, oh, let me put in the name of my favorite game plus .com, see if anything comes up. I think that was the logic behind what I did to find it. Anyway, yeah, I had printed a guide for the Forest Temple from Zelda.com. Actually, I think what it was well, it was still the official form. Oh, I don't have a key? Huh. I don't know where I missed a key. Well, let's look for that while I continue to tell this story. I think the website had a link to a forum, and the forum had a guide. I don't remember. But I remember printing a guide for the Forest Temple. And that was like... that probably the only time I printed a guide for a game. But... I mean... not like printing guides is a pretty important thing. Like, you know, you can go on the website, figure out how to do it, and read how to do it, and then you remember how to do it, and then you go do it. You know? Where the heck is that last key? Oh, I just remembered. Okay. So what you do is you come back this way. Get out of here, Bubble. Get out of here, Bubble. Get out of here, Bubble. Okay, fine. And then you shoot the eye. Remember the eye? And it straightens out the hallway. Dude. Also, I just remembered there's a chest down here. Let's go get that real quick. You remember this eye? Better not just be rupees. Oh, well, it wasn't rupees. It wasn't rupees. Oh, not down. So now that we've straightened out this hallway, we don't get twisted onto the wall. Again, you figure out how that works. I did say that before, right? Oh no, I missed the... Aw. There was the boss key up there, and I missed it. He's in that fancy chest. Darn. Well, I'll have to come back around for that. It's okay. Shouldn't take an absurd amount of time, and I can cut it out. So now we're out here on the upper part of the balcony. And I'll grab those hearts. I kind of need them. Been playing. I think I already said this. I've been playing sloppy. I gotta stop being sloppy. And there we go. You do a jump attack. Now don't go through this door yet. Don't forget, there's a door over here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's here. And this is the Wall Master's brother, the Floor Master. I think there was a good way to deal with these guys. But I don't remember what it was. Maybe it was a spell we don't have yet. I want to say that was it. No, that can't be. You know, I'm thinking of a way that doesn't use magic. That is good to deal with them because of future problems that prevent you from being able to use magic while fighting them. Which, when I phrase it that way, it's like, oh man, this game has enemies that make you unable to use magic. Well, not really. It's just a particular set of circumstances. And look at that, we're back here. So now all I gotta do is climb these ladders again, and then go get the key, and then untwist the hallway, and then we go back to that locked door that I couldn't go through because I forgot I needed another key! And it's right over here. If I just waited like 2 seconds before jumping down the hole to the rest of this sequence in the dungeon, would have gotten the boss key. Can I just take it back to... Oh, do they not try to grab you when you're on the ladder? Okay. Let's get back to Chuck Conroy's Let's Play of Wind Waker. When he called it the big key. It's like, man, this is the last game in the series where they call them boss key, and then after that they're big key, or maybe I have that backwards. Or something, I don't know. But he called it one thing, and then it was the other thing. And when he got the last one in the game, he's like, okay, this is my last chance to get it right, and he called it the wrong thing, and he was upset. I forget if I said this in the last episode. I like illusion stuff like this. of like the twisting hallway. You know, this kind of MC Escher kind of stuff. Was that one painting of his? Stairs? Love that painting. You know, I don't know if you've noticed this about stairs in this game yet, but they're not actually stairs. They're not actually modeled. It's just a ramp textured to look like stairs. I always thought that was funny. Anyway, let's go through this door. Let's not break the illusion of this door, too. Just broke the illusion of the stairs. Oh, wait, no, it wasn't that door. It was this door. The end of the bubbles. Arrows, you gave me nuts last time. I want more nuts. Maybe I shouldn't have killed the big Deku Baba the way I did. This room. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to rotate around on the platforms and shoot this frozen eye with an arrow lit on fire by the torch. But there's actually another way you can do this, a way I would be able to show you if I hadn't forgotten the item. There's an item you get that can also melt ice that you can use. I forget if it actually triggers the switch because all you have to do is melt the ice and not actually hit the switch, or if you do actually have to hit the switch with an arrow. Oh. With an arrow. Oh. There's no ladder on the platform, so I do gotta ride the platforms all the way around. And then I went the wrong way around the room. Good job. And it's just like Wipeout, you know, just jumping along moving platforms. Does Wipeout have moving platforms? I know it has platforms. I don't know if it has moving platforms. But yeah, now this hallway is twisted. I'm gonna leave the bubbles alone. They didn't give me... I was gonna say bones. Whose bones? My bones? Your bones? Bones. They didn't give me nuts last time, so I'm just not gonna bother. These guys are good to farm, because they drop a lot of rupees. I didn't even see how many rupees that was, but it maxes out. That's pretty cool. And I don't think you're supposed to go this way, but you can. Weird. I thought it was showing a treasure chest on the map, but then I came back and now it's not. Oh, you shut up. My wallet's full. I don't care about you. Okay, I think the way you want to do this is you actually want to go over here first. Go through this door. Yes. Okay, so first, there's that golden sculpture. I don't know if we were able to hear it before. Would you knock it off? You stop. You stop. Go away. No one likes you. I mean, I kind of like future designs for Octoroks, but... Man, they just hit a certain point where Octoroks just became extremely obnoxious. Like, those ones in the water are... They're fine. But you just hit a certain point in the series. And I don't actually... I say this, but I don't really remember where that point in the series is. But they just become the worst thing. And especially in Breath of the Wild. I really hate the Breath of the Wild ones. Because they just, like, they snipe you from, like, 80 feet away. It's like, who hit me? What are you doing? Who's doing that? Stop it. And those ones can even move around while they're burrowed in the ground. So it's a combination of the ones that just randomly pop up out of nowhere. And also can chase you down and start trying to pester you to get you to fight it. That's ridiculous. So I guess while we're here, I can show you 2 of the 4 torches are already lit. So that's pretty cool. There's a joke there I could be making. It's like, no, I don't want to make that. That's a cringy joke. I don't want to make that. Why are you facing the wrong way? Did I take the wrong door? How'd I get that turned around? Went back to the entrance. Oh, because it took... Okay, I was looking for stairs. It's like, oh, there's stairs. No, these stairs. Man, I walked over my own arrow. Which reminds me of how in future games, I think Twilight Princess was the first one to do it. that if you walk over an arrow that's just on the ground, you can take it back. Get up the ladder. You ever think about how tall this room is? It's a really tall room. I think it's funny how you can't hold forward on the thumbstick and come out perfectly aligned there. You kind of have to recenter yourself. Like, watch. I'll face directly towards the opening. I'll just hold forward. See, I'm centered on the carpet, and now I'm quickly drifting off. Oh, apparently you can target the chest. Which is good, because that is important to note. To remember to get that. I didn't. And I got turned around again. Speedrun tactics! Too bad you can't do that speedrun tactic in reverse. And now we're back here. Always liked this room because it's all chessboard patterned. I always liked that tiling. Had tiling like that in a house I lived in once. Link, watch out. The ceiling's falling down. That's also a pretty dungeon-y thing, I guess. I appreciate the aesthetic of the trap. You're having to memorize what tile is a safe tile to stand on before the ceiling falls and tries to attack you. More arrows, cool. I want to say there's one more sculpture in the way, but apparently not. Don't know where I'm getting that from. Alright, here is the third post, sister. Someone. I can't remember her name. I want to say Amy, but I said the red one was Amy, so this can't be Amy. All I know is that the last one is named Meg. So it's a block-pushing puzzle. Like more of a traditional puzzle. You know, like a jigsaw, except it's not all jigged. They cut it with like a normal saw, not a jigsaw. I just realized why they call it jigsaws. It's because it does a little jig as it cuts, isn't it? No, that's probably not true. But what if that were true? What if it were called the dancing saw? Good thing it's not like a slide puzzle, you know. Never did get good at those. I mean, I guess I can't say I've never gotten good at them because I do know how to do them. I did learn to do them eventually, and there she is. You complete the puzzle, she shows up. What a weird ghost. Dude. Nope, stop. I swear, using the nuts almost goes less efficiently than when I just get close to them whenever they do their spin. You know, so they hit my shield and their attack phase ends quicker. Yeah, it's actually Wind Waker where I learned, you know, finally understood, like, oh, this is how you do a slide puzzle. Now I get them. Because there's a place in that game you can do slide puzzles. Yeah, out of the way. Dealt with enough of you this dungeon. And now we're back in the central chamber. I don't know why I said like that. The central chamber! Yeah! And it's the last ghost, Meg. And I forgot to target the other ghost. So there's Amy, there's what's-her-face, there's Amy again, and then there's Meg. I can't tell if I'm targeting the right one. She clones herself. You gotta figure out which one's the real one, and the way you do that is she'll do a spin. What a buffoon. She gives away which one's the real her, because she just can't resist doing a spin. Like, do you have to do that spin? You don't have to, but you do it anyway. You blow your cover. Like, you know how hard this fight would be if she didn't do that spin? It'd be so much trial and error. Actually, can you do a spin attack? No, she won't let you. Yeah, okay. So you cannot do it that way. You have to do it her way. Aw, sad. Don't you hate when games make you do it their way, not the way you want to do it? It's fine. Because sometimes when they force you to do it their way, it's a tighter experience, you know? Sometimes being open means being sloppy. So being, you know, on a set path means they get to make sure the experience is good. And the elevator comes back up. Don't give me the arrows! Okay. Now we get to see what this elevator was even for to begin with. It took us down! Whoa! What a revelation! It actually took us down into the spinny room. Oh, I guess I spoiled the surprise. Yeah, what you do is you push on one of these hearts. Excuse my hiccuping. And it spins the room. And you have to do that to find switches to open up gates. Get out of the way. Bundle arrows, great. And, oh, I was just pressing left instead of down. Gold sculpture. We got all of them now? I was already on the right page. Well, we got 20 of them now. It's not all of them. I wonder what I could have possibly missed one. Maybe there's another one in this room. So that was a chest, and that's a wall. Okay. And that's a house. That's a bee! We switch it to the red carpet. We will find a gate. And a gate. And a gate. And a wall! Woo! So let's switch it to white number 2. It was already set to white 1 when we came in here, so now it's on white 2. There's a switch. It's not a Nintendo Switch, though. It's a Switch in a Nintendo game, but it's not a Nintendo Switch. How many people do you think have made that joke? I mean, it's just too easy to make, you know, Switch jokes about the Switch, because Switch is its name. Like light switch, except it's actually meant to be like, you know, changing, like swapping. But people just think of it when they say like light switch. You know, hit the switch on the wall. Oh, my switch isn't on the wall, it's in the dock. Okay, that opened up blue. There's Sculpture in here. I guess that's one way you can make this go faster. Is you actually pay attention to what gate opened by looking at what carpet is under it. Man, could you imagine if this place had hardwood floors? How much harder it would be that way? The hardwood would make it harder. That's stupid. I'm just trying to fill the air. Can you tell? And there's another button. Why do you think that one button was at an angle and the rest weren't? I want to say it's because the buttons, like, have to face a specific direction, so that, you know, that one and the red one would be facing, you know, this way. And then the one at an angle is, you know, you come at it from this way, so it looks like it's at an angle, but actually if you look at it relative to itself, you know, you see it just faces north or something. I don't know. When do I ever know? I never know. I think in the 3DS version of this game, they added paintings to this hallway. I don't remember what the paintings were of, but they're worth looking at least, probably. I remember. I think. Possibly. Potentially. What? No boss at the end of the dungeon? What a lame game. Oh no, the developers heard me call it lame. They're spawning in a boss. They spawned in the final boss. They're so mad at me. Well, what was the point in the disguise if you're just going to pull it off immediately? Evil spirit from beyond, Phantom Ganon. I actually prefer doing this fight in the 3DS version a little bit more, because you have the gyro controls, but it shouldn't be too bad without them. So what you gotta do is you could shoot him when he's coming through the painting. You gotta find the real him. And one of those ways... Oh, I forgot to actually shoot him. Oops. One of those ways is to listen for him. And I think it's probably easier to listen for him in the 3DS version. The surround sound. I don't have that turned on. Ah, gotcha. But you can also tell that the fake ones are darker. So that's another way you can tell. Or you just spin around the room until you find the right Ganon. The right Phantom Ganon. And you go back from whence you came. What is that, Luigi's Mansion in the background? Was it that gloomy manor? That didn't exist yet. I can't make that joke. I just did. Who's gonna stop me, Nintendo? I mean, probably, yeah. Phase 2. It's everyone's favorite part. Wii Sports Tennis! Okay, yeah, I deserve that. It's actually canonically called Dead Man's Volley. Which is, it's interesting that there's a term for it. Like, how often do you think people are doing this? You know, magical people fighting it out with magical orbs. And I have no idea if there's actually a way to make sure they hit him. Hang on a sec, do I have... I have an empty bottle. I think you can actually return his volleys with the bottle. And burn his house down with the lemons! And it's got a longer hitbox to it. You know, the animation plays for a little longer, so it's actually safer to use than your sword. You're still not dead? Okay. I'll just keep bottling you. And this actually... Or, no, I was going to say this starts a tradition. No, actually, I think the tradition goes back to A Link to the Past. Of being able to defeat the final boss with silly items. Which I guess, spoilers, you will be able to do this exact same thing against Ganondorf. When we eventually get to him. But I think it was... Oh, dang it. In A Link to the Past, you could return... Jeez. Good thing I got a fairy. Like, oh, but fairies make it too easy. Yeah, but I prefer too easy to having to redo things just because I made a mistake, you know? But I believe it was in A Link to the Past, you could... Come on! You could fight Aghanim by reflecting his shots with the bug net. I forget if Wind Waker actually has a funny way to fight the final boss. But in Twilight Princess, you can distract him with your fishing rod. Which I remember seeing fan art of all the Ganons. All the versions of Ganons. Of Ganon. They were in the, like, the afterlife or something, or like the Sacred Realm, or whatever. Whatever the artist decided they were. Where they went when they died. And they were, like, recounting how they died, and the one's like, I got distracted by a fishing rod. Hey kid, you did quite well. Looks like you may be gaining some slight skill. But you have defeated only my phantom. When you fight the real me, it won't be so easy. Well, it will if I use a bottle. What a worthless creation that ghost was. I will banish it to the gap between dimensions. Fate worse than death, I suppose. To be banished to nothingness. And I don't mean cease to exist, I mean placed in a world where nothing exists except you. It'll drive you insane. But then there'd be nothing you could do because you're insane and there's nowhere to go, there's nothing to pay attention. Anyway, I don't know what goal I'm trying to accomplish with that train of thought. Being banished to the gap between dimensions would suck, that's my point. We return to the Chamber of Sages. You think the sages had anything to do with how we teleported out of dungeons as a kid? Because it's the same effect, I think. And it's Saria! Thank you. Because of you, I could awaken as a sage. I am Saria. Yeah, I've known you my whole life. The sage of the Forest Temple. I always believed that you would come. Because I know you. No. You don't have to explain it to me. Because it is destiny that you and I can't live in the same world. I will stay here as the Forest Sage and help you. Now, please take this medallion. I would definitely like to see a version of Ocarina of Time where the medallions have powers like they had originally planned. You know, you get a magic spell associated with it. Oh, a fun fact I forgot to mention before is that the Forest Temple was originally going to have wind themes. Or maybe it was going to be a wind temple and instead, entirely different. So that's why its medallion has little wind sweeps on it. You received the Forest Medallion. Zarya awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. So I imagine if they actually did give these magic powers, you probably would get a wind blast from that. Zarya will always be your friend. We get sent back here to the Great Deku Tree, all dead and gray. And a sprout. But it's not just any sprout. It's a sprout with a sense of comic timing! Hi there. I'm the Deku Tree Sprout. Because you and Zarya broke the curse on the Forest Temple, I can grow and flourish. Thanks a lot. You're welcome a lot. I like to think that this Deku Tree is the Deku Tree you see in Wind Waker because the texturing is kind of the same. It's probably what they meant. Hey, have you seen your old friends? None of them recognized you with your grown-up body, did they? That's because the Kokiri never grow up. Even after 7 years, they're still kids. You must be wondering why only you have grown up. Well, as you might have already guessed, you are not a Kokiri. You are actually a Hylian. I am happy to finally reveal a secret to you. How do you know the secret? You were just born. Some time ago, before the King of Hyrule unified this country, there was a fierce war in our world. One day, to escape from the fires of the war, a Hylian mother and her baby boy entered this forbidden forest. The mother was gravely injured. Her only choice was to entrust the child to the Deku Tree, the guardian spirit of the Force. The Deku Tree could sense that this child was of destiny, whose fate would affect the entire world, so he took him into the forest, even though the mother already did that part. After the mother passed away, the baby was raised as a Kokiri, and now, finally, the day of destiny has come. Excuse me. You are Hylian, and were always bound to leave this forest. And now, you have learned your own destiny, so you know what you must do. That's right. You must save the land of Hyrule. Well, I was already on that path, Now, Link, break the curse on all of the temples, and return peace to Hyrule. Yeah, I'll do it in the next episode. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.